Today's lesson is multiplication properties of exponents. This is only one type today, I believe. We might do more. I believe tomorrow is more multiplication. So today is to multiply powers, and that the powers mean exponents, and to work with scientific notation. So we're going to do some type of scientific notation today. So key concepts is multiplying powers with the same base. If you look below, I wrote 3 squared. Well, the 3 is your base. That's your big number. And your the 2 at the top, that's called your exponent. So how we're going to do this is to be able to multiply 2 of the same base with different exponents. So if you look on the side here, where it says a to the s times a to the t, you're going to make it into the a's. You're going to make one base, and you're going to add the exponents when you have a multiplication sign between the two bases. So you're going to add the exponents, and then sometimes you're going to find the answer, and sometimes you're going to leave it in exponent form. So let's try it. Example 1, rewrite each expression using the base only once. So this time we're leaving it in exponent form. So if you look on A, you have a base, and they're the same base, so you're going to do 4. And what you're going to do is take your 2 exponents, so it's -3, and you're going to add them together, so -3 plus 5. Leave the base the same. And -3 plus 5 is 2. And you are going to leave it in that answer. If it says simplify afterwards, then you would tell me the answer. But right now, they just want it in exponent form. So again, you have your base. Your base on B is 7. And you're going to add the exponents. 0 plus 7 plus -4. 0 plus 7 is 7, plus -4 is 3, so you're going to have 7 cubed. And there's your answer. C. I have -3 as my exponent, my base, and I'm going to do -2 plus 12 plus -10. -2 plus 12 is 10, plus -10 is 0. So -3 to the 0 power. Now, I think that's how they want you to have your answer. But to make sure, I'm going to tell you another rule. Any number, so I'm going to use A, any number to the power of 0 will equal 1. Any number. So it could be 250 to the 0 power, it will equal 1. Let's try, this time we're going to simplify. Now, you always start with the big numbers. Numbers first, big numbers first before we get into the exponents and the variables. So I have on A, I have a 2 in front of the a to the -3 power. What number is attached to the a to the 5th? Well, it's a hidden 1. So what you're going to do first is you're going to multiply the big numbers first. 2 times 1, because they're not the same base, you just multiply them. 2 times 1 is 2. And then you take your a and you add the exponents of the a's. So we have -3 plus 5. So you have 2, the 2 stays the same, a, and -3 plus 5 is 2. And there is your answer. We're not trying to find out what the variable equals yet. We are not doing equations right now. B, I have a number in front of all the variables. I have 11 and a 3. So I'm going to do 11 times 3, because there's that time sign. 11 times 3. Which is 33, and then I take the variable, which is m, You always do it in alphabetical order. So if you have more than one letter, you're going to do it alphabetically. But since this one only has an M, so you have -5 plus -6. And you would again have 33. And you would go M to the -11. As you learned in the last, some other past lessons, you learned that you cannot have a negative exponent. So I need to box up this and put it over 1. And since this is a negative exponent, I need to bring it down to the bottom. So on top, I still have my 33. It did not move. And when I brought down the variable to the negative exponent, it becomes a positive exponent. So it's now m to the 11th power. And there's your answer. Let's try C. Every variable has a big number in front of it. So it's 7 times 5 times 2. So I'm going to do 2 times 5 first. That's 10. Times 7 is 70. And then I'm going to alphabetically. S goes before T, so I'm going to start with S. And I'm going to do all the exponents of S. -2 goes with S. And 4 goes with S, so I'm going to put +4. And then I'm going to do T. And then I have 2 plus -5. And that would be that number right there. So I have 70, and S, -2 plus 4 is 2, and then T, 2 plus -5 is -3. Again, I have a negative exponent, so I need to put it over 1, box it up. It's on the top, so I need to bring it down to the bottom. So what's left on top is 70s squared, and what's on the bottom is t cubed, and there's your answer. D. On D, I have only the 7 on the end, but I have a hidden 1s on the n squared and n cubed, so I can do 1 times 1 times 7 is 7, and then I add the exponents. I have 2, 3, 2 plus 3. And what's that exponent that's hidden on the n? That would be a 1, so plus 1. So 7n, 2 plus 3 plus 1 is 6, and there's your answer. All right, next. Okay, now we're taking some extra scientific notation, which we've studied in past lessons. So we're going to do an extra step to scientific notation. You're taking 2 scientific notations and you're adding them, multiplying them together. So how you would do that is you would multiply the big numbers like we did before. So I would have 4 times 2, which is 8, times 10, and then you add the exponents. So 5 plus -7. So 8 times 10 to the -2. Now, check and see if it's in scientific notation form. Is 8 between 1 and 10? Yes, it is. So your answer is in scientific notation form. Let's try another one. 7 times 4. 7 times 4 is 28. Times 10. Add the exponents, 3 plus 2. So 28 times 10 to the 5th. Now, is 28 between 1 and 10? No, it is not. So I need to move the decimal over. And when I move the decimal over from right to left, I'm adding 1. So it's going to be 2.8 times 10 to the 6. See, I would like you to try that on your own. Put me on pause, do it yourself, check and see. When you're finished, check and see if you did it correctly. Your answer will be 1.2 times 10 to the 7th power. Now, we're going to do example 4. It says, write each answer in scientific notation form. So again, you're going to do in scientific. A human body contains about 3.2 times 10 to the 4th microliter of blood for each pound of weight. Each micrometer of blood contains about 5 times 10 to the 6th power of red blood cells. How much would 125 pound person, so I'm going to multiply it by 125 because that person is also 125 pounds. So this is going to tell me how much I have to multiply. So it's 3.2 times 5 times 125. So 3.2 times 5 times 125. That's 2,000. Times 10 and add up the exponents. So 4 plus 6 is 10. Well, is 2,000 between 1 and 10? No, it's not even close. So I'm going to need to move it 3 times. So I'm adding 3. So it's 2 times 10 to the 13th power. And that's how much approximate blood you have if you weigh 125 pounds. How much blood in microliters you have. Red blood cells you have in your body if you weigh 125 pounds. Goodbye.